Well, Heidi ho, it is Dennis and Andy with another movie review in a few. This time, it's not one we had to go to the theater to check out. It was actually, I told Dennis about it. I was scrolling through Prime or something a few days ago, and I thought I saw a typo, Dennis, because it said Die Hard. And I'm like, do they mean Die Hard? So I clicked on info, and it is Die Hart, as in Kevin Hart. Did this, well, you don't even want to call it a movie, because if you look at it on Netflix, it comes across as 2 seasons, but then when you dive into it, each episode's only about 8 minutes. So the movie itself is an hour and 24 minutes, Dennis. It's tight.
I know. It was released as I think it was Roku originally. And it's like an original thing that they put out. And Kevin Hart, he plays a version of himself. You know, he plays Kevin Hart, who's an actor in Hollywood. But he wants to be an action star, not a comedic sidekick. So the story of it is he gets sent to the action star
school.
John Travolta. It's just awesome. And he has to go learn how to be an action star. And we get some really cool. Jean Reno plays the director, Claude Van Delvelde. And, and he's in this world, he's this grand action movie perfectionist. And he goes, I want you, after seeing his rant about how he wants to be, and he basically lost his career by being on a show he was supposed to be pimping his movie, and instead ripped it to pieces because they were mean to him.
Yeah, it's and I want to keep this spoiler free, actually.
Okay.
I think it'll be funny that way, because overall it is a funny movie. You don't think too much when you go into it. I would say it's a slapstick action comedy movie. Like Dennis said, it starts off, he goes on this morning LA talk show. It's a male and female host, and the female is actually played by the actress that is the AT&T girl that was supposed to be Squirrel Girl. So it's actually nice to see her kind of made up and dolled up, because she's a morning TV, Good Morning America except local type host. And he does. Kevin Hart goes on this rant. Next thing you know, we end up at this action star movie school run by John Travolta, who is bald with a beard. Definitely colored beard, because there's no gray in it, and I'm sure John's got gray hair now.
The Ron Wilcox action.
Ron Wilcox School of Action.
It's actually Art Action School. Something like that. It's ASS.
Right. And he is, Travolta definitely plays this character over the top, which was just great. I mean, I thought he was just great. I thought Kevin Hart, played himself. Yeah, it's a different version of himself, but don't get confused with that Nicolas Cage movie that came out last year where Nicolas Cage played himself, because I think Nicolas Cage upped it a little more than Kevin Hart did. I'm not saying I watched this and I was like, that's how Kevin Hart actually is, but it felt almost like it.
Well, and they pick fun of it in the movie too. You
right.
Get to meet another Kevin Hart. I'll just say that, and it's funny what they do. He winds up getting a bunkmate, Nathalie Emmanuel, who we all know from Game of Thrones. and she comes in and she's also going to school, and she doesn't want Kevin Hart because he doesn't have the cojones for it, she says, to ruin her chances because she also wants to be this great big huge action star. We
Yeah.
wind up getting some really fun cameos. Josh Hartnett winds up showing up.
He's a graduate. He's a graduate of the school.
Apparently, a lot of them are. Tom Cruise is a graduate of the school. Matt Damon is
Matt
definitely
Damon was
a
a 100
graduate.
pound. Matt Damon was a hundred. John Travolta. When Matt Damon came here, he was 100 pounds soaking wet. I made him into the action star that he is.
Yep, yep. And but Jean Reno, still one of my favorite actors. He played exactly the type of character you would expect him to play. It was great. So the he's there and he's running there to train them through all of these death defying stunts. Run into this burning building, go do this, do that, do this. And you're like, what? Well, what about the training? Where's the safety net? No. Do you think Tom Cruise needed to do that? No. Matter of fact, and he gives stories about each of them, and he goes, man, he was in there and did all this great stuff. It is just funny, the stories that he tells. So there are
And
some fun twists to it.
there's a fun twist to it, and I just don't want to give it away because
Yeah.
it is a major spoiler, and this is a fun movie. Like I said, it's a tight hour 24. All the actors did, I thought, great performances. Josh Hartnett playing a heightened version of himself, palling up with Travolta when he comes back to the school. I recommend it, and I say we just dive right into the old CGC rating
Yeah,
right
I
now.
I would say too as well. I mean, it's just something you have to experience, and you can either watch it as individual episodes, or they released it as a movie now, which is
Yeah,
what we
and
did.
that's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
So
so you're better off
yeah,
just to prime it and watch it as the movie. What do you go first?
I'll give it a 7.5. I think that's a pretty healthy rating because my wife watched it. Our daughter watched it with us, Courtney. Um, John Travolta, every other word out of his mouth is an F bomb, just if you're curious. So take that into consideration. It is R rated for language. Basically, there's no sex or anything. Um, yeah, so I give it a 7.5. What say you?
I'm close to you. I'm giving it a 7.0. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed the chemistry with it. You're always trying to figure out who, what, where, when, why, and how. And, it's fun to follow Kevin through it. If you're a fan of Kevin Hart or John Travolta, you will thoroughly enjoy this movie. If you're not, maybe not as much. But actually, I thought it's not a masterpiece, but it is a fun popcorn type film. Sit down, watch it. You can go to bed being happy.
Yeah, pretty much. And, also what will make you go to bed feeling happy is, of course, Kor-Drath The Reckoning. That's right. That is the Virgin wraparound cover option you can get. So wraparound cover, no text on it whatsoever. So you can just take in the art. Links are in the description below. It is on Indiegogo. It is on Kickstarter. We have unlocked count them, four stretch goals. The latest stretch goal we unlocked is the Lilith playable character card, because this is not only a 76-page graphic novel, it is a game, a role-playing game. Dennis is working hard crafting the story for the game module, which you see right here. The cover art is by Bart Sears and Dan Lawless. We want to really give it that throwback role-playing game module look. And so definitely go check that out. And like I said, it is on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Look at that 2-page spread from the book right there. You can go to Kor-Drath.com if you're so inclined and read the first 8 pages. They're also on both of those crowdfunding platforms to read. There's extra stuff on Kor-Drath.com that is not on the Indiegogo and Kickstarter page because of just, the amount of room that you have to put stuff. So, guys, go check it out. The campaign's growing. The next stretch goal is another playable character, the Necronite. So 4 playable characters in total. That's when we hit 90,000. Once we get to 100,000, that stretch goal is going to be just super cool. But we're keeping a lid on it for now. I mean, we got to hold some stuff back. So if you've already backed it, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And if you've already backed it and you've backed just the book, maybe go get yourself a beanie. Keep your head warm in the winter months. Or get yourself the Lilith t-shirt featuring Bud Root's beautiful art from his variant cover. Or, of course, you can get the main man himself, Kor-Drath, with his lady friend, the sorceress Adriana, on this very metal-looking t-shirt as well. So many options to choose from. Go check it out. Ain't that right, big guy?
Absolutely. You guys, thank again for all your support. We got a ways to go, so let's keep it going. Share it with all of your friends, and let's hit the next stretch goal.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this movie review. And if you please like, subscribe, and share. Go back, Kor-Drath. We'll catch you later. Bye, everybody.
Certified